am Infinite Elevation, consciously keeping high vibrational love frequencies alive on the planet abundantly. Because we real G's know elevation is the way to grow exponentially, abundantly. Can you feel me? Now let's get into this. Now today, let's talk about how to have high standards for yourself and attract the same. And I wrote a little something that goes with this before I deliver this message today. Having high standards with ourselves while nurturing the ways we love and live ourselves will attract the same standards beholding within each other. Now, this is something that I can only explain from my experience because, I have lowered my standards over the years prior to my awakening, and I suffered a lot of consequences lowering my standards to accommodate others in relationships, friendships, familyships, in relationships in general, where I would have taken my high standards and come down to others' low standards to try to build them up to the high standards that I had within myself. And the downfall with that is that I end up being the one with the low standards because I would have put others up on a pedestal, give them my energy, only to not have that energy reciprocated back to me, and it brought me to a state of feeling unworthy. But now that I have taken my life journey and given to and sit with myself and see what I was giving of myself, I was able to raise my bar again, but even higher, because my standards were more or less more worthy of the woman I am, and some might say, well, what does that look like? When I was in relationships prior to the one that I am in, that is non-physical right now, I would give myself to people who were more towards like-minded living, people who will sit down and smoke marijuana whole day, drink alcohol, and even if they got off or they're asked to do something with their life, it was just temporary and they will go back into the same space, and I was continuously losing myself to people like this. People who didn't put any effort into their life, didn't put any growth into their life. All how you try to show them, hey, growth is when you put yourself first and, giving away all my standards by trying to keep myself afloat and losing my energy towards people who didn't appreciate my worth. And when I realized that I was being dragged into the mud with them, I stopped giving away my high standards that I held for myself and give it onto myself. And so much more now, give myself higher standards, a higher love for myself, and a higher standard for what I choose to attract in my life. And that looks like I had to stop smoking, drinking, frolicking, doing all the things that were necessary for my life, because it wasn't promoting growth for myself. It was actually lowering who I am now, And the day I decided for myself that I wanted better and I wanted to become the greatest version for myself, I took the time and evaluate myself and said to myself, I deserve the best. I deserve the best relationship with myself. I deserve the best business with myself. I deserve the best way of living, the best lifestyle with myself, the best ways that I can take care of my avatar, the best ways that I can ground myself with nature, just the best. And the minute I start stripping away things from my life that didn't serve me, that didn't make me beautiful, whole, and free within myself, and I started living high standards for myself. I met my partner. I started to improve my life. I started to find ways to conduct my business and which is also my partner's business too as well. And online, I pursued my passion, which is waking up here every day and delivering empowering messages to you guys in every way. I lost a lot of weight. I expanded outwardly, consciously, and I decided that I no longer choose to live in a poverty mindset now, where I had to chase after anything. I allowed everything to come to my life now. And the more and more I dive deep within myself and see the standards that I choose for my life, the more and more that showed up in my life, and, I have my partner to thank for me to stop smoking and drinking and abusing my body. When he told me my health is my wealth, and that this avatar is so much more when you treat it with love and compassion, and it took me 3 months to really stop smoking because my lungs is my life force. If my lungs are congested or they are, if the alveoli in my lungs are destroyed, I cannot breathe, I cannot take in this consciousness that is embodying my body properly, And one of the things I noticed when I stopped smoking is that the fact that when I used to, and I was with a catalyst or somebody who wasn't meant to be in my life, is that I have a thing for halitosis, which means stink breath. And I have a thing for halitosis, and I love to kiss. I'm a woman who loves to kiss my partner. And when I would wake up in the new day with the catalyst back then, even though he would have gotten up and brushed his teeth, his mouth would smell stink now. And then it dawned on me that I was smoking too now, so he could imagine what he was smelling from me too now, and bypassing it. And that was something that was troubling me within, and I didn't address it until I stopped smoking, and I can tell you this, men, if you don't know it, women don't like stinkness. We don't like to smell a man smelling like a horse. We don't like to smell a man's mouth and then you want to come and put your mouth on my mouth or other parts of my body, whatever the case may be, and leave it smelling stink as your mouth. We don't like lazy, lack-minded men who don't clean, who don't even try to assist to help anybody to do anything with in your home, in the home that you provide. We don't like those things. If you notice, a clean woman will always keep her space clean. She will always keep herself clean. You know, there are days that I don't go out into nature, but I'm always having water from nature here to clean my body if I don't go out into nature. You know, it might be the same bath that I will take out in nature, but it definitely will be clean. You know, we don't like that. We don't like these things that some men portray about themselves, and then they want to claim you for themselves now. And they want to say, well, you got to do this and that for me, and you got to do that for me, and whatever. But are you doing it for yourself? And this is vice versa with the females. You know, I know there are some nasty females. You know, they don't take care of themselves. You know, so I'm telling you today, beautiful souls, raise your standards for yourself. You don't want to get up next to dirty smelling, ashy mouth to kiss. You don't want to do that just because you want to be in a relationship with somebody who even love themselves. You know, somebody who not even trying to expand their consciousness, trying to grow a business for themselves, trying to take care of themselves in some kind of way, you know, and stop self-pitying themselves every day and playing a victim and all this. You don't want that. And if a man can't take care of his health, what's the purpose of when you taking care of your health? You know, and he not taking care of you and want you to feel sorry for him. No, that's his body. That's his life. I don't have to take care of your life. You have to take care of your life so we can live together. You know, and this is the things that are changing on this 5D timeline. The fact that we are responsible for ourselves and now can come together and live in a responsible home and bear responsible children. Yeah. Raise your standards. You know, raise your standards. You know, you don't want anybody who just dare to drag on you. You don't need that. I did. And I found my king. You know, and he's not having low standards in his life. You know, and the minute I realized that, hey, I had to come up to meet him. You know, just because the universe aligned our partnership, that didn't mean that he was to accept me with lower standards. Love me unconditional, yes. You know, in the space and where I am, yes. But what standards am I carrying? You know, unconditional love doesn't mean unconditional acceptance. That doesn't mean I accept some dirty-minded, stink-body, ill-tempered person because they want to be in a relationship or because they have this appearance or they look good or whatever the case may be. No, that doesn't mean that. It means just how you live it yourself, clean. That's what you're going to attract about yourself. And if you don't attract it, it's because you're not ready for it. You know, it means that you need to do some more work to be ready to get to what you deserve or what it is you feel you deserve. But you got to be that first, you know. And I had to become my greatest version. My house is always clean. I can pick up my phone and show you my room. My house is always clean. Always. You know, always clean. You know, and I live in a very small space. I live in a very small space, but I like my space clean. You know, I like things put in order. I love, you know, I love cleanliness. And when I see a man who just throw things all over the place and don't even take care of a room, he ain't trying to cook, he ain't trying to clean himself, nothing, you know, what's the purpose of me putting myself in a relationship with that? It would mean that I will have to do everything. to make him feel like a king? What about my standards to make me feel like a queen? And this is what I'm talking about, beautiful souls. It's one reason I don't let any and anyone in my space who's unclean. Unclean in the ways, unclean in the mind, unclean in the heart, unclean, unclean, unclean. You know, I love cleanliness. I love a heart that is always choosing the best for itself now. And this is why I have attracted beautiful relationships. Don't get me wrong about my partner. We have our little thing. We're not perfect because it have days, or not days, it have a day. Sometimes if out of 10 days, one day pop up and I just feel to be damn lazy, and you know, it is what it is, but it doesn't remain so. I get up and clean. So if I don't get up in a new day and I don't clean, before I go to bed, I'm guaranteed my house is clean, because I can't sleep in a space that is cluttered or unclean, you know. And I have a partner who has the same kind of ways that I do, you know. And that's high standards doesn't really mean only for relationships, it means for friendships too. You know, you don't want to have people in your life who are always dragging and taking from you, you know, and can't give back the same energy is put out. You know, you gotta have high standards in friendships too, because even in that, I almost lost myself. You know, I was one to always run and buy things for people, and you know, take up their responsibilities and fix their with me. And at the end of the day, no one did that for me. So I say to you today, beautiful souls, raise your standards so that you have that attracted to your life. Because I'm a real difficult woman to deal with. Now that I have seen my worth, you know, I know that all that I was projecting outside of myself and now giving it into myself has given me the beautiful benefits of having high quality, high standard people attracted to my life. You know, so if you don't know, now you know. You know, it is what it is. And I know this probably will trigger some of you today, but you know why it's triggering you? It's because that you depend on things that don't even align with your virtues within, but yet still you feel to yourself that you can just be accepted with some of your ways that are inauthentic, low-minded, lack states of consciousness, and deserve the best for yourself. No. I had to raise my standards. And I can tell you, the day that you are privy to see where my life will end up, you will know why I say to raise your standards. So keep viewing, because I'm telling you, my life is going to get really, 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 really interesting this year, and I know it. You know? Raise your standards, because it's only by doing this you attract everything you are in your life. I know this all too well and good, you know, taking care of every area of my life, because just as I am is just what I deserve in my life. And the only way I achieved all of this for myself was raising the standards of my life. Not for looks, not for body parts, not for none of those things. Because if you know I am a sapiosexual, I love intelligence in others, you know, and to see others live that intelligence in reality. Oh, baby, there's nothing more sexier than that. To see a man or woman living their standards and not accepting less of who they are because they deserve all the standards, the virtues, the qualities, the characters, the character of who they are be reflected onto themselves in the truth of who they are. You know, keep your standards high and keep moving forward. Because I can tell you, it took me 5 years to truly know what I am, not what I am worthy of and deserve in my life. All because I put myself on the pedestal first and raised my standards high. I'm now reaping the benefits of a beautiful partner, a beautiful life, and beautiful friends who are like-minded and live in their heart's space just as I am. I hope this was helpful for some of you today. Even the ones that get triggers, it's just for you to reflect and look at your life and see what is holding you back in every area in your life. You know, the minute you decide to let go and give yourself kindness to your mind and raise your standards, you will truly reap the rewards and attract the same reflections into your life. I am Infinite Elevation, consciously keeping high vibrational love frequencies alive on the planet abundantly. Because we real G's know elevation is the way to grow exponentially, abundantly. Living in our high standards, protecting our energy against what does not serve our standards, and continuously attracting the same into our life every day in beautiful ways, because we don't come down for nobody. We rise up in ourselves and we stay focused in ourselves and attract the same into our life effortlessly, showing up as blessings, breakthroughs, and miracles in our life exponentially, unmeasurable in every present moment and for all eternity. To have a beautiful, spectacular, wonderful, awesome, magical day, just as you are. Keeping the high vibrations alive and raising the frequencies to always attract high vibrational, high standards in every area of your life. I love all of you. High vibrational. Woohoo! 5D. New Earth stars. Have a beautiful day now. And remember, keep those standards high and alive. You deserve so much more because of the beauty you behold in your life. Bye for now.